It is Monday, August 24th. It is time to get in the weeds. A new era of in the weeds. And unlike Triple H, we're actually going to do different things on this show. Kind of. I mean, not really. It's the same stupid show that you've come to expect and hopefully love over the past few years now. SP3 is here with me on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So still keeping Tuesdays and Thursdays, adding Monday. Sat Yangi will be joining us on Fridays beginning next Friday. I have no idea who's hosting on Wednesdays moving forward. I have not heard back from Alex, Queen of the Ring. Hopefully,
have you figured out who's hosting with you this Friday?
Yes, I do know. So
Okay.
Kate is filling in on Wednesday and Friday this week. I've at least bought myself.
I wasn't sure if I told you I was busy on Friday.
No. I bought myself Wednesday and Thursday of this week, or Wednesday and Friday of this week, because Kate is going to co-host on Wednesday and Friday. Sat will be here next Friday.
That's good news for me. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna do my regular job, then do In the Weeds on the same day that I arrived back in the UK. So you just gave me so much clearance of mind. Thank you, sir.
No, I got you. I got you. You said Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I was like, all right, I will make sure you get those days, and I will find somebody else for Wednesday and Friday. So I was still looking. Hopefully Alex will message me back at some point. I think he's just been completely offline, so I don't really begrudge her in that sense. I need to tell like Denise or somebody to be like, hey, can you like shoot her a text? Because I don't have her actual number. I just have her Twitter handle there. Yeah. So that is the schedule for this week. We will have a guest on Friday. I'm not going to say who because it'll fall through as it always does. So I'm not going to spoil it, but a fun guest. Hopefully, fingers crossed that everything comes through there. SP3 is here. I don't know if I give you a proper introduction, but everyone knows who you are on this platform. Not Joel, thank God. How are you, buddy?
I am doing well. It was a pretty decent weekend. I celebrated 9 years of True Heel Heat. Check out the anniversary show. Nearly did 5 hours. That's how we do. We set new records on our anniversary show. Nearly 5 hours talking about 9 years of True Heel Heat and talking about a busy week in pro wrestling with the Dragunov news, with Death Before Dishonor was the night prior, SmackDown with the KO and Punk. We had predictions for Lockdown. We played my new favorite TikTok game. Have you seen the Towers games that they play for like the sports channels? No. Where basically it's two people have to pick a category for the other person to guess, but you have to guess the category through guessing wrestlers. So you basically say the category that you picked was people signed by WWE. If I say Michael Cole, you have to technically say yes, he's signed by WWE. You just say yes. You don't tell me what the category is. You just say yes. And then I say someone. If I say Adam Cole, you say no. So yeah, that was really fun. We went back and forth for nearly like 20-30 minutes, and we did a best 2 out of 3. So that was a lot of fun. Towers of Wrestling, they do a wrestling version of it. I've seen a couple of different channels do it, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay, we'll have to play that at some point this week, next week. We have a lot to talk about.
They have new games too. I saw on Deep 3, they have now a site called Build a Bucket, where you basically build your player based on players from the past. So say you want to build a guard, you do the spin and it'll go to like Golden State Warriors 1990s, and then you go Baron Davis, you spin again, it'll go to the 2010s. You could pick Stephen Curry, but you have to pick the person and then you pick one of their attributes to build your player. So say if you bet Steph Curry, you're picking shooting, of course. If you pick Baron Davis, you're picking like maybe his dribbling.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to play some of this stuff. We got an extra day now, SP3, me and you, to play all of these games. Today might not be the day before all of that.
We're just laying things out. We're just laying things out to open. The things we might possibly play.
We do have a lot to talk about today. I have a poll question. I have a banner. I'm on top of everything for once in my life. The only thing I'm typically on top of is my wife, but today I'm on top of the show. Leave a thumbs up on this video. There we go. There's the fireworks. Send us a super chat. We already got a few super chats that I'll hit here in a second. Subscribe to the channel. Tap the bell for notifications. All of that fun stuff. We have clips going up every day. We have shorts again starting today. I promise. I'm promising on anybody's life, but I do promise there will be shorts later on. I'm not going to do that. Promise on somebody's life who I don't care who passes. I got a lot of family members that I don't care about, so I'll promise on their life.
Jesus.
Well, I've said this before. People are like, "Oh, would you do this? For an Avalanche championship or a Thunder championship?" I was like, "Yeah, if certain family members were gone and it means the Thunder win a title, whatever. I don't talk to them. Ain't gonna change my life. Thunder championship changed my life for the better. Losing them don't change my life at all. I'd feel sad for other people around them and whatever, but I'll be happy. So you gotta have family members you don't really care about. SP3, come on now.
I love my family. That's one thing. Like my missus. My missus says I love my family too much. She has that type of relationship with her family where she'd be willing to just.
I respect it.
She's like, man, you're too nice. Yeah, that's what she tells me all the time. I'm the nice one in our relationship, which says a lot. If you've heard a couple of my rants, I'm the nice one in my relationship.
I respect your missus for that, because there's some family members. It's not like I dislike them or anything, but it's like if they weren't, I don't talk to them. Like it would not change my life at all if they were gone.
I'm kind of like that with my my father's side, because stuff happened after my father passed away, but I still love them. I just keep my distance. Which is easy when I'm living in the UK. So
yeah, Sabato saying Jared does have a point. There's someone at the family parties barbecue that you try to avoid. Yeah, some of these people I just don't talk to. Like some I've had like legit falling out with that. Like we really don't talk or anything. So it's like, if they're gone, then doesn't change anything for me. And I get a new hat that says NBA champions on it. That makes my life better. All right, everybody. Lots to talk about today. Let me throw up the banner. The banner is probably not going to be as exciting as I've had it in the past. I will say that. So the banners moving forward are just basically going to be what everybody can expect from the day, which is already what I put in the copy. And the reason for this, there is a reason for this. It's because when I'm doing clips and everything now, the clips are kind of long sometimes. But when I'm doing clips, now if people see the clip, they will see that scrolling across and be like, oh, this is what they talked about the entire episode. Maybe I will check out the entire episode. So there is a point for the banners being what they are here. I'm trying to make this show better now that Joel is gone.
He's taken over as the sole executive producer of The Weeds.
Exactly. Joel's gone. I'm like, all right, let me implement these changes that he would not allow me to implement because he was holding us back here. Now we're gonna start doing some real things here. Not really. It's gonna be just as dumb as it's always been. To have
I can
a poll
imagine
question.
Joel listening to us while he's at work.
That sounds terrible. Why would he do that? I don't know what he's doing. I legitimately have no idea.
I get many people tell me they listen to me, whether it's here or True Hill Heat at work, which I feel like I would be like too much laughter or getting upset to listen to myself at work.
What I re-listened? To over the weekend? I forgot why I did it. The wife and I were talking about it, so I was like, I got to go back and re-listen to it. The Hogan dying episode.
Oh my god, that's the greatest episode in Louise history. It's amazing. I need to watch it back. We need to do like us just watching it back on a day that it's like not busy. We need to watch it back because it's been a full year now.
Yeah. Yeah, I re-listened. I forget why I did. Again, the wife and I were talking about something, and it just came up, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to re-listen to that. And we did a solid like 8 minutes of, oh man, this is like bad, and feel how you want to feel, don't tell
We
others
just
how to feel.
broke. And
And
we
then
just broke.
it started with like, we were like, what if they got like the Undertaker there to be like, hey, what do you think of this guy? He's like, oh, you got me, brother. Like, did a lot for the business, but that's about it. Can't say
And
anything
then we
else.
ran through the gambit of everyone
Yeah.
who could say something about Hogan, but what they could also say, what they would never say on camera, but what they could really
Yeah.
about.
I was cracking up rewatching it, just like, oh my gosh. The best part is when we're both like, oh yeah, the viewership's like skyrocketed because everyone sees Fightful's online and Hulk Hogan has died. It's like, oh, we're gonna come here and check out Fightful, and it's us. And I'm just cracking up on air of like, yeah, you came to the wrong place if you're expecting some objective look at Hulk Hogan and his career on things. SP3 and I are just calling him a racist and being like, this dude sucked. So good.
Oh
So
man,
so
I need,
good.
yeah, I need to watch that back myself. I need to watch that back. I watched back like certain clips, like Dada Shut Up, that
That
stuff.
one, yeah, that doesn't
yeah,
get old.
yeah, that never gets old. Never
No,
gets old.
that doesn't get old at all. All right, poll question for today, everybody. Where's it at? I already got it set up. Pretty simple poll question today. Favorite show this past weekend? Friday counts. SmackDown, Death Before Dishonor, TNA Lockdown, Other. I know people might get mad about the Other and say, well, why isn't it just AEW Collision? Well, other stuff did happen this past weekend. And SP3, guess what? Guess what? I watched the Stardom finals. I watched
Thank God. I like an hour into my work shift this morning, I was like, I should definitely watch the Stardom final because I feel like Jeremy will want me to talk about it. So I'm thankful that I did watch it this morning as well.
I watched the 2 semifinal matches and I watched the final matches. I didn't watch the rest of the show.
I just watched the only other match I watched was Natsupoi versus Saria Noi, which was really good.
Okay. I watched the Stardom finals. I've not watched the Tokyo Joshi Pro finals yet. I will go back and watch that.
Watch it.
Yeah, there was of course AAA this past weekend as well. So that's why I put Other though. If you think it was Collision, Stardom, AAA, you can put 4 in the chat. You can vote for, or you can let us know what you think.
Since that is not on the ticker at the bottom, we'll save the AAA chat for tomorrow.
Yeah,
to mix in with the Raw chatter.
Yeah,
there was a big angle at the end that we do need to talk about.
And it ties in because there's two of the Roman tournament matches tonight.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense to talk about it all in whole. These are 2 big angles on the show to bookend the show. So
yeah, we'll talk about AAA tomorrow. We might even do Stardom a little bit tomorrow. We'll see how quickly we get through everything here today with stuff. Let's start with Collision because I feel like that's the least to kind of talk about when it comes to everything.
We might as well start with the Stardom since you brought it up.
Okay,
we can go through that quick. We don't have to like go too long with that. But yeah, I absolutely love the Stardom 5-star Grand Prix final. And I am ready to call it after watching it this morning. I'm going to watch it back before the end of the week, before I give my matches of the week. This is the best women's matchup of the year. These 2 ladies went ham. They went ham. Like the submission work, the selling, the drama at the end. That Sumo Hall crowd was going crazy towards the final stretch of the matchup, especially when Starlight Kid had on her Tiger submission. And I love how that Tiger submission, how she breaks it down. It's like a Zack Sabre Jr. style submission where it's like different parts of it, where she grabs the arm, grabs the leg, she'll lean back, she'll put the leg over the neck, and then you got the arm reaching out, and then she puts the arm over the other arm, and made Suzu Suzuki tap out. That was an excellent matchup. The matchup between Rena and Micah. Micah was excellent as well, but Rena, my God, 19 years old. This might be the greatest teenager to ever step in a professional wrestling ring.
Yeah, she's amazing. Let me get my criticism out of the way. Let me get my nitpick out of the way. Rena's submission, the arm submission, I like it. This isn't even a knock on her. This is a knock on wrestling in general. But this, when she was doing it, I noticed it more than I feel like I've ever noticed it. So she does it, and she has like, she leans back on it. She has like the free arm here. Why didn't she like elbow the person's arm or like punch it to make it hurt worse? I feel like you should do that when it comes to some of these submissions. So to work the arm a little bit more. I'm giving out wrestling tips here to these professional wrestlers.
I'm giving out wrestling tip to these professional wrestlers, despite never stepping in a professional wrestling.
Look, if I can tell Tony Khan how to book, I can tell these wrestlers how to wrestle. Okay.
God bless you, Jeremy. God bless you.
I just noticed it. I just noticed it in this match. I know it happens like all the time with these kind of submissions, but it's a cool looking submission. But when she leans back, like, oh, she has a free arm. Just like beat the shit out of the arm you have in a submission to make it hurt worse. Oh, there's my pro tip to everybody. Otherwise, this is great. My other criticism, not of the wrestlers. I don't like this referee. I don't know who the referee is. His count sucked. I hate every count. I hate it.
Since New Japan got red shoes, I call them white shoes.
That's fair. I hated his count every single time. I don't know what it is. I didn't like it though. But otherwise, the actual wrestling work was very good. The pinfalls and the count, I was like, it's so like, it was just awkward. It didn't feel like it was like timed well or anything. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But otherwise, great matches. I did like the differences in the two matches. The first match, Starlight Kid's working over the leg. The second match, Rena's working over the arm. Then, of course, they face each other in the finals, and we go leg work, arm work on there. And then it didn't even end with a submission. It ended in the Widow's Peak for Rena. So, yeah, I thought...
The Pink Devil. The Pink Devil for the 1, 2, 3. Hey, I call it the Pink Devil. That's what she call it. I'm going to call it that too. That's what her mama call it. I'm going to call it that too. I love her package power bomb as well. Because that's how she moved on to the semifinals. And that was a great near fall at the end that got that Sumo Hall crowd going crazy. But like when it comes to the crowd electricity, when it comes to the drama, the selling, the pacing of the matchup, because this is like a nearly 30-minute match. And just the poise in Rena at 19 years old, where you have to tell people that she's 19 years old, because watching her, you thinking that she's been doing this for like 2 decades. She's almost been doing it for a decade because she's been wrestling since she was 11, but she is only 19 years old. This might be the greatest teenager to step in a professional wrestling ring. And Starlight Kid, man, that's someone that I think should have been the World of Stardom champion. They both did excellent work. I watched it with Japanese commentary and they were going crazy throughout. I might have to do my rewatch and watch Walker's English feed, but I think this was the best women's matchup of the year. Greater Than Haro thinks that the Maya and Mercedes and Suzu and Watanabe were better than the final. Suzu and Watanabe, excellent match, as well as Monet and Maya. I gave both of those matchups, I think, like 4 3/4 stars. This is the first women's 5-star matchup of the year because this was perfect. It was absolutely perfect in every which way, from both women's performance to the crowd heat to the pacing of the matchup, where it went nearly 30 minutes and never felt like that. And everybody coming out of that building were like, that was one of the best matches of the year. Everyone who watched the show said that was one of the best Stardom matches of the year. Monet and Maya, not everybody walked out of that building think now that was one of the best women's matches of the year. Just saying. I'm just saying. And the crowd heat was better than Suzu and Watanabe and Ryogoku. Ryogoku was on fire in this matchup. And I just think that Rena's performance was the best best women's wrestler I've seen in a ring in one matchup probably this year. I think that there's others that are on par with her, like Saray, like Hashimoto. But if you're talking about one singular women's matchup, I think that Rina's performance just outmatches everybody else. Shad, good shout with the Saray and the Mio. I need to watch that one back. I still haven't watched that one. That might take it over there. So
I've not seen the two Joshi matches you've mentioned. I did like this better than Mercedes and Maya, though.
Yeah.
It's not a knock on Mercedes and Maya. I thought this match was better. Do you want me to debut my highly controversial rating system now?
Let's
okay.
hear it.
All right. Everyone does star ratings and whatever. Not for me. The check plus, check minus system, SP3. This is what I'm rolling with. You get a check if you're there, you have a good match. It's a fine. That's basically what a check means. It's a fine match. A check plus, that's going to be most AEW matches. Check plus is good to great. You know, it's in that. It's a between. Could be really good. Could be great. Could be fantastic. Even that's the check plus system. Check plus plus. That's the exceptional matches. That's Oiwa and Yamura. That's Okada and Tanahashi. You got to work to get the check plus plus. I ain't just passing out check plus pluses out here. Like Ospreay and Swerve, check plus. I didn't hit check plus plus to me. Then you got the check minuses. Check minus, that's about every WWE women's tag team match. Yes. That's a check.
So there's not a check minus?
There's a check minus.
Oh.
But again, you gotta be the worst to be in check minus. There might have been a match on this TNA Lockdown show that was check minus.
Oh, yes, there was. Yes, there was.
But that's check minus. This is my new system here. I feel like this encapsulates me as a match reviewer, and that's all I care about. I don't care about these other people with this, but this encapsulates me as a reviewer. Everyone wants to do the star ratings, and look, I think you're fantastic when it comes to star ratings. You are the best. I will continue to say that. But everyone wants to nitpick. Oh, it's a half a star and a quarter star. No, I don't care about all that. 5 ratings. That's it. No in between nonsense. Just 5 ratings out here. I don't actually think it's super controversial. I think it fits me to a T.
It fits you,
but
it does.
I gotta say it's controversial to get the views. Wait till I do the thumbnail for this when super controversial rating system and everything. Ooh. I'm not doing a newsletter. Absolutely not.
The Jeremy newsletter. It's gonna be a verbal newsletter.
I did a newsletter in middle school. I just pass it out to my friends. All it was results and whatever I pulled offline and stuff. I made
wrestling.
Yeah, it was wrestling. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I made a couple bucks off of it because the
Jeremy Observer newsletter.
That's all I got. That's all I got with the newsletter. But this is my new rating system here for In the Weeds. So gonna be a lot of check pluses. Gonna be a number of checks. Gonna be a few check minuses, but we're only reserving the check minus and the check plus for the top tier stuff out here. That's it. I did not have a Brian Alvarez. No, I did not. It was just me, Oos, running this newsletter.
There we go.
AEW Collision this past weekend. The big stuff coming out of this show was the Continental Cup Challenge tournament matches and the main event of Maya World and Willow Nightingale. Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, a check plus match, mainly because the start of this match was some of the greatest pro wrestling I've ever seen. I love the start of O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy with the slow counters and everything. It was fantastic. And then in the end, Kyle O'Reilly wins because we have to do Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley. I don't actually think we're gonna get there in the finals.
No, we're not doing
that.
I
know. I know.
He's losing to Nigel.
Yeah, I think
This was a very good matchup. I thought they had they once they got through the little slow kind of beginning of the matchup. I just got annoyed with the number of suplexes through the commercial break because I watched the commercial break.
I didn't see the commercial break.
I have my AEW, so 5 minutes of suplexes, not my cup of tea. But I think that once they got to like the second, third gear, it really got good. And Kyle O'Reilly winning, I thought was a smart move. And I like the way that he made Orange tap out in the end with the ankle lock, putting over that he's the master of the ankle lock when he's facing someone with a bad ankle on Wednesday.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly moves on. He will face Nigel. And then in the other tournament matchup, Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia earned his spot because he beat Adam Priest at Death Before Dishonor, which is a great match, a check plus match. And unfortunately, I was hoping Adam Priest would kind of win for an upset there, but I get it. Daniel Garcia winning. And unfortunately, Eddie Kingston is out of the tournament. That's kind of the big news.
It's scary, man.
Yeah.
It's too soon after his comeback late last year for him to get hurt again, and especially when they're giving him this big spot for him to be in. I think that he still would have lost to Claudio anyway, but it just sucks that he wasn't able to have that matchup with him.
Yeah. In the end, Claudio Castagnoli wins the matchup with the sharpshooter on this one. So there you go. What'd you think?
Great match. I thought that was better than O'Reilly and Orange. I thought Daniel Garcia, probably one of his best performances since joining the Death Riders. How he sprinkled in a little bit of his babyface work when he's getting pounded in the corner, getting beaten down, and then he just keeps letting his fist up. And Claudio's like, no. He goes, and then he beats him down more and more and more. Garcia's down. He turns his back to Garcia, and all you see is Garcia raised. And then he turns around and he does the dance. He did the dance again. And I just love the legwork, and his selling was excellent throughout the matchup. And then at the end, Claudio doing a different variation of the swing on the injured
one leg. Yeah, that was sweet.
That looked brutal. And then the sharpshooter where he puts it on at first and Garcia doesn't tap out. So he cranks down on the ankle after he took off the boot. Great stuff by Claudio. This was one of Claudio's best performances of 2026 as well. Excellent matchup, and we're going to get more Death Riders versus Death Riders matchups coming up on Wednesday, as it's going to be Jon Moxley and Claudio in the semifinals of the C3.
And Claudio winning with the sharpshooter, kind of a call to Garcia the night before, how he won. He had to crank back on the submission as well. Daniel Garcia, because that promo he cut at Death Before Dishonor was really strong too. So we had back-to-back great matches and a promo in between. It's like, oh yeah, Daniel Garcia can be good when like they kind of do something with him, and he's not just losing multi-man matches or just in the background and getting punked out by Will Ospreay and
being the young boy,
and things of that like. But it was strong stuff from Daniel Garcia this weekend, and we're gonna get Claudio and Moxley in the semifinals on Wednesday. And then the main event of this show, Willow and Maya World. I like this match. I thought it was good. It's a check plus match. They screwed up that I didn't like Maya hits her finisher and Willow kicks out, and the count was screwed up on it as well. So that was the bad part about it, is like the count was screwed up on it. And I didn't even like that Willow was kicking out of the finisher. Like, just don't hit the finisher in that point. Maya is barely established this thing. And now already someone's kicking. And I get it. Willow's the champion. Should she kick out? Probably. Just don't hit it. It's not like Willow hit the power bomb and Maya got to kick out. She just did the backside. Just don't hit the finisher. But otherwise, I thought it was a good match.
I need Maya to change that finisher.
Yeah,
I didn't really care. I didn't really care for Willow kicking out of that finisher because I don't think the finisher is good. So I don't care. I don't care that much for her kicking out of it because, like, before, like 2-3 weeks ago, that was a freaking signature move. It was a transitional move. It was a move that she did every matchup, and everyone kicked out of it. So just because she's won a couple of matches with the move doesn't mean it's this powerful finisher that Willow couldn't kick out of. So I didn't mind that. I just mind the count being messed up. I like Willow winning with the backslide because it does protect Maya in some type of way, and that's become Willow's kind of secondary finisher as of late. If she can't get the bait with the powerbomb, she gets the win with the backslide. So that made sense to me. And I just thought the match was good, but the finish was a letdown.
Yeah, that's where I'm at on it too. And I talked about the finisher. We talked about it when she was first kind of hitting it. We were both like, I don't know about this one. I don't know if this is gonna work. And I feel like she needs to go ahead and dead that finisher now after this weekend. We shall see. A couple other things on this show. The Hurt Syndicate and Shane Taylor Promotions, I guess, are doing something.
So what the terms of agreement to this alliance that the Hurt Syndicate only have to wrestle for 2 minutes? They wrestle for 2 minutes and then they dip. They do 2 minutes of work and that's all they pay. This does not seem like a very lucrative transaction or alliance for the STP's future as a promotion.
Yeah, it doesn't seem great at all, but they keep going to it, and I don't understand it. But Shane Taylor seems happy with it, and Lee Moriarty keeps at least beating these guys. But then, actual talent comes out, like the Bang Bang Gang, and they're like, yeah, we're going to beat you guys. So.
They took that L to Switchblade and the gang, and we got the Dogs and the Bang Bang Gang threw their names in the hat for the Trios title match coming up at All In.
Right, it's an open challenge basically, so they just got to show up. Like, if I'm the other teams, why wouldn't I like screw with their flight so they can't make it to London and show up?
I think that might be illegal, sir.
Why? It's wrestling. Nothing's illegal in wrestling.
It might be illegal. It might be illegal.
Yes, they should do a bit. Who could work? Actually, Bang Bang Gang would be pretty good for this. But they got to take the bus, and Jay White's like, no one picked us up when we arrived, So they're taking a picture.
Unprofessional.
Yeah. And it turns out like the dogs screwed with their travel and everything.
And then all we see is this grainy video of Jay White punching Clark Connors backstage. And
yeah, that's what should happen here.
Clark Connors on the camera saying, "Oh, you didn't make your flight. Cry me a river."
I would just screw with these people's flights. Be like, hey, anybody show up? All right, I'm gonna make sure nobody's showing up but me. Come on now. Let's be serious about this. Let's work this to our advantage here. Because otherwise we're about to have 20 teams. We're about to have 20 teams in this match, SP3.
It's gonna be a 21-man matchup. Which I don't know about everybody else. I'm kind of having my trepidation that this isn't the right way to debut the New Day in AEW. No.
I think it would be a mistake to debut the New Day in this scenario right now. Like, honestly, I want to see them in AEW. I don't want to see them as 2 of 20.
The only way this can work is if it's like some type of like casino gauntlet. Because at least you'll get the moment of them coming out and stuff, and you'll get that, and then they could be the last entrant in it and get the moment of them coming out, getting that pop, run their offense, go crazy, have a stare down with Hangman and Brodito, and then eventually probably pin the demand to win the Trios championships. I think that's the right way to do it. If it's any type of, like I'm saying in the chat, Stadium Stampede or Battle Royal or ladder match, it's the wrong way to debut Kofi and LC Creed.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it in a multi-man match like that. I agree with you on the Casino Gauntlet thing, but at the same time, like, I don't need another Casino Gauntlet on this show. Like, we already got one.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. This would be different though. This first ever trios Casino Gauntlet.
And I feel like they're gonna add a women's Casino Gauntlet this week.
I feel like
I don't know what else they're doing with the women. Like, where are the other women's matches on this show?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They do need another women's match. I think if we don't get anything from her this week, I think we're just getting Tekla randomly coming out and taking the show hostage. That's how I would use Tekla.
Yeah, which we've talked about. Yeah, we've talked about her like doing that, and then do you debut Kyrie there, which I'm all for. But yeah, they got to do something with the women, because right now we just have the main match, and then we have the tag team title match. That's it. Like,
and it is kind of crazy that every title in the company is on the line on this show, and every champion or every title or champion is going to be on this show on Sunday, but Maya World. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're just beating her on Collision before the show.
It's like, you got beat on Collision, you can't make the all-in card.
Then we had a tag team match. Nick Wayne, Tommaso Ciampa beat Commander and Speedball. This was, thank you for your great match against Bandido. Nick Wayne, here's a victory over Commander in a tag team match.
Hey, Nick Wayne, he looked great in this matchup too. I thought this match was awesome. These guys went out there. It was less than 10 minutes, the Jeremy Lambert special, and they delivered here. This was a lot of fun. Speedball, is great. Commander's been awesome. Ciampa is great, but Nick Wayne has been the story of this weekend for me as far as like AEW ROH world.
Yeah. And Nick Wayne had a great weekend, and we'll see if he is actually booked moving forward, or if he's just off. He's going to be in the Casino Gauntlet, so hopefully he gets some shine there. And moving forward, he's still so young, but he's starting to find it as the character.
He is,
and that's the biggest thing, because his wrestling's always been good. But
he's now kind of, I feel like this weekend is the start of him starting to get named in those young guys who are up next kind of conversations, the Devon Evans of the world, the Leon Slaters of the world. Nick Wayne had kind of fallen back behind those guys over the last couple of years. And I think that matchup with Bandido, and then performances like last night, and then his performances ever since coming back from the Best of Super Juniors. I said it on social media on Friday. He's come back with that same type of vibe and fire that we've been seeing from the New Japan young stars all year long. He kind of, that rubbed off on him, and he's come back very motivated to put his name in the conversation with the young future stars of AEW with Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher. So I'm hoping that we can continue to see this from Nick Wayne, and he gets more opportunities like this. And I would think from this tag team matchup that all four of these guys are going to be in the men's Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah, they said they were. They said they were all in the Casino Gauntlet. So we can jump to Death Before Dishonor, and we can pick up on Bandido and Nick Wayne. Bandido retains, LOL. Bandido wins in the end. If you thought they did too much for this match, okay. I'm never going to argue on the they did too much type of thing. But I thought it all fit for this match. It actually didn't feel, again, I'm the first one to be like, okay, too much. But for this, I was like, no, all this worked for me. There was nothing wrong. That's egregious.
And the crowd ate it up. Oh my God, that Philly crowd was probably the loudest I've heard for an ROH show in quite some time. And what a freaking performance by Nick Wayne and Bandido. Yeah. Bandido, he just does this. An ROH World Title matchup, an ROH pay-per-view, you watch it because you know Bandido's going to deliver. It can be against Blake Christian. It could be Survival of the Fittest, Konosuke Takeshita, Hechicero, Chris Jericho. He delivers every single time. It's at least going to be good, and sometimes it's great. Most of the time it's great, and then there's other times where it's otherworldly and spectacular, and I thought this was it. This was it because of Nick Wayne's performance. The head bump into the steel steps was ridiculous and one of the more memorable spots that we saw all weekend long. Then him getting busted open and fighting from underneath and showing that fire in his comeback and coming so close. And I know there's people, I see Pedro in the chat. I see Matthew in the chat. I had it all over Twitter that was like, Nick Wayne should have won this one. Nick Wayne should have won this one. I disagree 100%. This is the match he needed to become ROH World Champion. You need a match like this. This is the prototypical. This is Tyler Black versus Nigel McGuinness in 2007. Tyler Black coming into Ring of Honor a couple of months in and having a spectacular matchup with the world champion and showing people he is at that level. He is at that main event level. He is a guy that you could count on to be a world champion. It took a couple of years for him, but he needed that matchup to become a world champion. You always need a kind of a statement matchup, because if they just gave the title to Nick Wayne on this show, it wouldn't have meant, it's not going to mean as much as when he gets another shot and then wins it there to become the youngest ever Ring of Honor world champion. I just think that, because I feel like Nick Wayne before this, he's shown potential, but he didn't show that he can be the guy. He did not show that before this matchup. This matchup was him showing he can be the guy. He can be the guy to rely upon. The reason why Bandido has been the champion this long is because he's a guy that you could rely upon to have a great matchup on every single one of these ROH shows, and on occasion headline the show. Nick Wayne before Friday night, nobody in wrestling was saying that about Nick Wayne. So just because he put on that type of performance in this matchup doesn't dictate, he should have won. He should have. No. You need that matchup because it makes the next matchup even bigger, which is going to make his eventual title win even bigger.
I agree with you, but here's the issue with that. He might not win the next matchup because they don't like changing these titles at all.
This is also true. This is also true. I was less upset than I thought I would be, because when I did the preview with Kate over on True Hill Heat last week, I predicted Nick Wayne to win because I was like, I want something interesting to happen because these ROH show is just all of the same. And honestly, I know people point to the Bandido and Athena not losing and holding these titles so long. Athena 1,300 days, Bandido 400 plus 500 plus days, I think, at this point. But it's the overall spectrum of Red Velvet 8 months as TV champion, Lee Moriarty 2 years as pure, like it's everybody. But Deonna Purrazzo's the first and only women's pure champion. It's the whole brand. It's just people that have had these titles for 6 months plus, and you cannot have an exciting brand of wrestling if there's long-term champions everywhere. We learned that from WWE. That shit got old after Cody finished his story. When Cody ended that Roman reign, long title reigns became a thing of the past and not something that brings excitement to the fan base. So having 6 champions be champion for 6 months plus, some of them 2 to 4 years plus, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what makes it worse on this? This is a me complaint. The press conferences are terrible for ROH. They gotta axe them. Just completely axe them. Athena's up there, and like, what's she supposed to say? Oh, let me answer the same, hey, you gonna be in AEW anytime soon? Question that she gets asked at every single press conference. They didn't have Bandido up there. Everybody just added the same questions to all these people because it's all the same champions, so it's all the same stuff to be asked. And then Tony's got nothing new to say when it comes to this. The most interesting Tony question was Dragunov. That's it.
Yeah.
And okay, he could have been asked that on the media call this week. He could have been asked that at the All-In press conference. We didn't need an ROH press conference for that. The ROH press conference has got to end. The wrestlers got nothing interesting to say because it's either character work or it's the same people up there getting asked the same questions. And Tony didn't even do a pre-show press conference for like a media call for ROH. He's like, there ain't nothing here. So yeah, I'm done with the press conferences for ROH. The show, great. No more press conferences.
Yeah, this show was such an improvement on Supercard of Honor. That was the big takeaway from the show for me.
Athena and Hazuki, LOL. Athena wins. Really good match, check plus match, and then the stuff with the minions and everything. I'm like, I'm good on this, and it wasn't going to be for me anyway. Like, it was unnecessary in the first place. But then 2 matches prior to that with the Action Andretti and Leo Rush stuff, I hated all that. That match was way too long to me. And then you had all the ops stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm good on all of this. And then 2 matches later, we get the MIT stuff. It's like, I just saw interference that felt very unnecessary. Why are we doing this again in the main event? Otherwise, really good match, great match. I loved Athena's O-face to the floor, and then she comes back inside and hits it. Awesome finish.
She had one over the rope as well.
Yeah. LOL, Athena wins.
Yeah, like, it's just more of the same at the end, and like, I was just waiting. I was like, you got to do something at the end here, and it's just a show of respect, and Athena stands tall, and it's just like, oh, okay, I haven't seen that before. I love Athena in the ring, and I thought that this matchup was once again proof that she is still one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Her and Hazuki delivered big time. And my God, can we talk about Hazuki for a minute? I don't think there's been more of a obvious, Tony, you should definitely sign this person to a dual contract more than Hazuki. Hazuki, every single time she puts her passport in to come to the United States, she becomes one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. Like, it's crazy to me, because when she's in Japan, she's really good. She's sometimes even great when she's given the opportunity to do so. But she is not otherworldly demon time like she is when she's in the United States. The 2 matches with Mercedes, this matchup here with Athena, she just delivers on such a high level and puts herself in the conversation as one of the most underrated women's wrestlers in the world today. Her selling, her pacing, her hard-hitting style, her beauty. And I think that it was Lyric Wrestling who had the best description of Hazuki ever. She said Hazuki is like if Akira Hokuto and Kelly had a baby. And I'm like, I was blown away. I was like, holy shit, that's her. That's her. It's like the beauty of a WWE diva meets the hard-hitting style of an all-Japan wrestler from the 90s and early 2000s. I was blown away by that comparison. So shout outs to Lyric for that one. That is Hazuki. Hazuki is something special. I wouldn't have mind if she won the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. I do agree with you. I don't think the Hazuki and Athena matchup was as good or on the level of Bandido and Nick Wayne, mainly because of the interference from MIT. It was unnecessary. You don't really need it. We've seen Athena win against challengers that on the level of Hazuki. She just beat Shuri, who's the IWGP Women's Champion, by herself at Global Wars Cincinnati. Why can't she beat Hazuki here by herself? So I don't know if it's going to lead to another freaking Athena and Billie Starkz matchup. I don't want to see that personally. I really feel like the matchup that it feels like the biggest that they can deliver, one more pay-per-view this year with Final Battle at the end of the year, is honestly, if it's not Maya World against Athena, if Maya loses the TBS title between now and December, it should be Maya World at Final Battle. But if it's not Maya World, it has to be literally the only person on this Ring of Honor roster that has never faced Athena, Deonna Purrazzo. You have to do champion versus champion.
Yeah, I don't know who else they're gonna have for that. It feels like, I love Billie Starkz. It feels like that moment passed.
Yes,
like
it has.
Does Billie wrestle anymore on ROH?
She does on ROH television, mostly in tag team.
It feels like that moment has passed. Deonna mentioned facing Athena during the press conference, and yeah, Maya makes the most sense. And if Maya loses the TBS title, putting her in ROH, I kind of feel bad for her at that point. But as far as story goes, that makes the most sense there.
Yeah,
I'm fine with Deonna. as well.
And I'm just gonna say this because you mentioned this with the press conference of this question always going to Athena, and I see the 0.00001% of the chat is saying the same shit. So I'm just gonna say this. Zeno are saying Athena should be on the top of the AEW Women's Division. Nothing wrong with that. I could see why you would feel that way. And there's a part of me that has felt that way in the past. And the ROH reign, please. No. That is what Athena wants to do. Athena wants to be on ROH television, mainly because the time she gets on ROH, she would never get on AEW television. So if she's happy, if Tony's happy, if she's going to deliver these great matches on these pay-per-views, if she's cementing her legacy, because regardless of how you feel about this ROH title reign, this is the thing that Athena's career is going to be remembered for. Like, I think that you guys have to remember that regardless of how you feel about ROH, it isn't every day that a woman holds a championship for 1,000+ days. This is her cementing her legacy. So I don't think that she even thinks about being on AEW television at this point. I've moved on. I've moved on from that complaint. We all need to move on as a community from that complaint until Athena says she wants to be on AEW television.
I've moved on, and I wish it would stop being asked, because it's asked every single time.
I wish it would stop being said or asked. We just need to stop. Yes, we can say Athena should be on AEW television, but to say end the reign already, no, this is her whole legacy. This is what she wants to do. She is doing more than she's doing more for Ring of Honor than she ever would be given the opportunity to do for AEW. More than anyone on the AEW Women's Division since 2019 has been asked to do for any brand under Tony Khan. Like, what Athena is doing at ROH is something that no one that has been a female signed to AEW has ever done.
I will say, I don't know if she's frustrated by the question continuing to be asked, which is understandable. This was the first time it really felt like she was frustrated in talking about not being a bigger part of AEW. So do I think in the past, it was like, hey, I want to carry ROH, I want to be the champion, this be my legacy, do all these things, especially with their Metroplex Wrestling company and everything, who run the world. Yes, I do think that's a very big part of all of this. When she was talking about it this time, she definitely sounded a little frustrated of, what do you want me to do with the AEW stuff? And again, it could be she's just tired of the question, but it also felt like she was like, yeah, I'd like to be there, but what do you want me to do about it? I'm not. And so I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. So yeah. I'm sure she's still happy doing all this. I'm sure there's also a part of her that's like, yeah, it'd be cool if I was on Dynamite and, got to wrestle all these people, because I've been there. I've had these great matches. People want to see me there. I'm just not. So I'm going to continue to be part of ROH and do the best that I can with that. So you have to get some truth serum in her to be like, if you had your choice, would you want to be on Dynamite every week and be in the spot that this person's in, or are you good being ROH for the rest of your time?
So I'm gonna tell something. I'm gonna say something, that information that I've heard. Because I think I've said this to you before, that I got information that the two biggest television draws in AEW history are Kenny Omega and MJF. All right, I've said that. I think I've said that on the show before. Or at least I said that on True Heel Heat. But that was told to me. The other thing I heard is that one of the lowest TV draws for AEW was Athena in her short run when she first came to the company.
That was such a long time ago, though.
I know. And I don't think that she should be penalized for that. But that's all I can say. All I can say is that, yeah, and look at when she was on AEW television for the whole build to Forbidden Door last year. The ratings didn't improve. Sorry. Yeah. Like it didn't improve. Like, it was still down. Like we as the IWC, we love Athena. We know when Athena's in the ring, she's entertaining as hell as a character on the mic, in the ring, every single time. But it just seems like the greater AEW fan base, the casual fans, the entire AEW fan base is not as enthused in Athena as we are here on the IWC.
And that's fair. And Tony looks at that minute by minute stuff.
He does
as well. So
that's the only reason I'm mentioning it. That's the only reason I found that information useful to say here or to say it here. I'm not going to say who's my source, but that's what they told me.
No, that's very fair. I guess the argument against that would be like, all right, well, then why do you trust her so much in ROH if it's not working elsewhere? Then why are you just giving her all of ROH? That really makes ROH, I guess, not feel as important. But I think we'd all like to see her in AEW. Just stop asking about it. Like it'll happen or it's not going to happen. Just I'm tired of everybody asking about it.
The only females that have kind of been Jimmy McRam's not a source. Not the source. But the only women in AEW that have kind of moved ratings or had any difference on the ratings is Mikey names two of them, obviously, is Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné, but all time Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Mariah May. Those are the names. That's it.
They're trying to move ratings with Action Andretti as the new.
Or Rio too. Yeah, Rio. He is
the GOAT. Rio. Yeah, the GOAT. Action Andretti is the new TV champion. I'm only giving this match a check. I can't give it a check plus. I don't.
This match was ruled. This match ruled because all I thought was I was seeing a grudge feud between two former tag team partners going at it. But then I saw Blackheart Leo Rush come out in his Sabu gear. Then I saw how the match was breaking down. Then the Ops came out, and I was like, when they did the fucking lights out, lights come back on, and Hook standing like this, and Leo Rush was like this. I was like, oh my god, this is Tony Khan putting out his best ECW fetishes. This is an ECW 1990s Extreme Rules tribute matchup. We got the Hook, and we got Hook and Leo being Taz and Sabu. We got Action Andretti being Raven, and the Ops are Raven's Nest. We got Action Andretti being Just Incredible, and the Ops are the Impact players. This was fabulous. I loved every minute of this. As a young kid who loved ECW, I wanted to book an ECW Extreme Rules matchup in ECW Arena, so I am not going to take any slight off of Tony Khan's game for being the ECW mark he was and giving us an Extreme Rules tribute match. This was prototypical to every Extreme Rules matchup that they had in the 1990s that the heel won. This was fabulous. I loved it. So many fun spots. The 450, springboard 450 to the outside, through the table. The Mary Poppins dive off the apron. The barbed wire steel chair to the face. The first steel chair shot that the chair was wrapped around Leo's neck. Him tossing the chair like he was Sabu and nearly taking Action Andretti's head off. This was so much fun.
Think about what you just said. Of Action Andretti being Raven. Just think about that for a second. It was a fun match. If you loved an ECW tribute match, this was one of the better ones you were going to see. It was too long for my liking, and I got no interest in the Ops. Okay, Hook's
the Ops are exactly where they need to be.
Sure, I don't disagree with that. I don't need them in AEW television. I'm okay with them being on ROH. But
Redman Survivor owns, quote the Action nevermore.
This is what was missing. Where was Kimono Wanalea dancing atop the ECW arena here? That's what was missing from this whole thing. It was a fun match. It just felt like it went on forever. They did fight forever in this match. And then, oh my God, the op stuff. And then the op stuff went on too long too. I was like, all right, just beat him. Just
Hey, the tope suicida over the freaking table was awesome. So many great moments. More great moments than bad moments. I don't care.
It was fun for you ever. Any ECW stuff. The fact that ECW stuff is still a thing in 2026 astounds me. It really does. I got to give them credit for how long like it's been able to last and the legacy that it has. Like, it's better than WCW at this point. It's been better than WCW.
Oh, absolutely.
But I ain't buying this like Action Andretti stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't think Action Andretti should have won. I was very surprised by that. I was like, but why?
Yeah.
Leo's is like the most over guy on the show. What are we doing?
Yeah. Leo winning, I would have been okay with it. Probably would have liked it a little bit more. Just him just beating the ops and being like, yeah, fuck it. Just have Leo go over all these dudes. But Action Andretti winning, I don't know about that. Yeah, who does Leo need? Where's Leo's Van Dam? He needs that, right? He's Sabu. He needs RVD out here.
Absolutely. And Bill Alfonso.
Yeah. Need to get Bill Alfonso out there. If you want to turn all this into an ECW tribute group, I'd probably like it a whole lot more. It's just a one-off, though. Go full bore with it. If they go full bore with Action Andretti as Raven, I'm in.
So you just want them to have a residency in ECW arena? I mean, after that show and that crowd, I would do that.
Yeah, that would be great. Honestly, yeah. Get the Rascals should be the RVD for just all of them. Come on, should be RVD for Leo Rush. Everybody's saying AR Fox. Okay, I'm not mad at the AR Fox being his RVD. Got to get somebody. Get somebody in there for him. This was for me. The length of it wasn't for me. You cut like 5 minutes off this match, I'm probably right there with you on it. This just felt way too long to me.
I thought it was one of the best matches on the show.
All right. A match that I thought was one of the best matches on the show, Lee Moriarty, Katsuyori Shibata, because it didn't go 23 minutes. It only went like 12 minutes.
Went 13.
All right. Still good.
Yeah. I love this matchup too. I'm a lover of great wrestling. It doesn't matter what style of great wrestling it is. I just enjoy stuff that is entertaining. And this was entertaining. This was more of a scientific or wrestling matchup. Shibata is just so good. He's still so good at his extended age here. And man, Lee Moriarty with one of the craziest tope suicidas that I have seen in quite some time. This dude would have wound up on the 10th floor if there wasn't a barricade for him to stop his momentum.
I thought he concussioned himself here. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, he's done. That's it.
Yeah, and it didn't help that he then botches the springboard right after that. But I will give him credit. His botch of the springboard was much better than your boy Blake Christian early on in the show because he made it part of the matchup. He started selling the leg and everything. Blake was selling the leg, but there was no work on the leg prior to that. Shibata had been working on the leg, and they were able to play that off on commentary very well.
I legitimately thought Lee did it on purpose. Because the legwork was such a big part of the story of the match that when Lee did, and then it was preceded by him, ramming his head into the barricade. I was like, when he did it, it didn't look good, but because of the legwork and everything, I'm like, was that purposeful from Lee? So if you told me he did it on purpose, I did 100% believe it. He should at least play it off that it was. Yeah. I mean, he kind of did because he did immediately sell the leg, but no, I thought Lee was fantastic in this match. And Shibata was fantastic in this match because I think he had Lee's never beaten him. So Shibata was just bullying the shit out of him all match of like, okay, you're the longest reigning champion, but you ain't beat me, dude. and then the finishing sequence with the pinfalls, reversals, and everything. Like, I love this match. This is a great match.
Yeah.
The other peer title match, not quite as great. Steph DeLander just doesn't work in this setting.
I just thought that they the booking did them no favors.
Yeah,
like,
that was the other
story was Steph knows the rules, so she'll break the rules, but she just came off like a dumbass when she brings the steel chair into the ring right in front of the referee, swings, Deanna ducks, she hits the chair off the top rope, hits herself in the head, and then Deanna just beats her. I was like, oh my God, were you trying to bury her with this finish?
That spot always looks so silly when they do this.
Only Kurt Angle has been able to do that, right? Only Kurt Angle.
It looks so dumb, and this didn't help Steph DeLander on this one. LOL, Deanna retains because we gotta have just more champions who don't lose. Speaking of, LOL, Red Velvet retains.
But that was a great match. That was probably the matchup for me on this show that over delivered the most.
Oh, 100%. There were some rough moments where I was like, oh, okay, this could get off the rails here. But the work was so strong and everyone just kept moving at such a great pace. It's like, all right, where this could have fallen apart, it didn't.
The crowd went crazy when they realized that Moxley was coming out with Marina Shafir.
Yeah.
When they saw Moxley, they went crazy, and then they kept that energy for the rest of the matchup because, like you said, it was so fast paced, so moving, paced very well throughout the matchup. And then the finish was really well done with the leg rink find by Marina Shafir into Red Velvet, hitting her with the Frost Splash to get the victory. I'm fine with Red getting the win. This could have been an opportunity for someone like Marina. I really thought with the entrance that she had and the crowd reaction with Moxley coming out with her, I thought they could have put the title on Marina and nobody would have said anything. Everybody would have been like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, they could have. Anybody could have won this match. I wouldn't have been like,
yeah. Sky Blue has been one of the most improved wrestlers on the AEW roster, but Zeta Steele, she's made the most of this run in AEW and ROH. She's improved so much from Vanity Project Zeta to Skyflight Zeta. She's a different wrestler right now.
Moxley was also fantastic on commentary.
He was great.
He's always so good on commentary.
He just turns into Randy Marsh at baseball game every time he's on commentary.
That's a good show. He's like, whoa, you good?
he's like doing chants with the chair. He is just the drunk white father at every baseball game you've ever seen.
He's so fantastic. You mentioned it earlier, but Blake Christian, he won the trios titles. I don't remember who his partners were. Blake Christian is a
Jay Lethal
champion.
And Lee Johnson, Lethal Twist. Jay Lethal making history, the most decorated Ring of Honor champion of all time. He has held every single title that is available for men's stars.
Blake Christian's a champion. That's all that matters. And El Sky Team retained the tag team titles. This was really fun. What's up with Sammy Guevara? Why is this man an 80s porn star? He's got the mustache and he's got the happy trail. He's got the happy trail, SP3. We ain't doing happy trails in 2026. I'm sorry.
I'm happy for Lethal Twist winning the trios titles. That match was fine until the botched springboard. As far as the tag team title match, that was so much fun. So much fun. El Sky Team, they're awesome, and the crowd cheated Mystico like an absolute megastar that he is. I thought that Top Flight was decent in the matchup. I'll honestly say my highlight of this matchup was the computerized Kingdom. I'm sorry. This meta fucking gimmick of the Kingdom making fun of WWE for AI is hilarious to me because they are not saying that that's the reason. But my my internal dialogue and my internal narrative have said that this is just a meta commentary on WWE using AI, and they're hilarious at it. Them getting mad at Sparta, being like, "Damn it, Sparta! What do we do? All right, tag me." That was the highlight of the matchup for me. Beast was good, but yeah, I agree. The whole Beast and Sami tagging so they could get boos for Sami. Sami, like, cut out all the nonsense. When you actually wrestle, he was actually good in this matchup, but he has to sprinkle in the nonsense, and it doesn't help anything.
I did like the bit at the start of they kept tagging each other in back and forth.
I hated that. I was like, why are we wasting time? I was like, no, I was actually, I if I remember correctly, I was actually okay with them wasting time because I was like, all right, if y'all not gonna try, I'm just gonna pay attention to Punk and KO. I had on two screens, so I was like, I'm just gonna watch Punk and KO if y'all don't care.
True. I can't do it with Sami with this 80s porn star Cabana Boy, but look, I'm sorry, I'm out on this. And it makes no sense with Beast Mortos. Like, if you're gonna do it, like, do it in a fun way. They ain't even do it in like a fun way. Like, I don't know how you do that. Like, just commit to the porn bit, I guess, which doesn't seem good. But what can you
Are they not LFI anymore? They did not call them that.
Who knows? Roosh is on TV for like 2 months beating people, and then he just disappears for 2 months. And then he's back beating jobbers for 2 months, and then he disappears for 2 months.
More computerized Kingdom.
They're great. They should have won.
Michael and Matthew. He better have signed them back. I don't care. They came with the heat with this gimmick. I don't care. That was one of my highlights of the whole show.
Yeah, they should have won, honestly. That was Death Before Dishonor. Everybody.
You got Garcia and Adam Priest. I tell you.
Oh, I mentioned
when I know you mentioned it earlier,
yeah.
But I just wanted to say when that tag team title match came on, I was like, man, this show is going by pretty nicely here. You know, no matches have overstayed their welcome at this point. And then this matchup would, of course, overstay its welcome. But I said that, and I was like, you know what? We only got 3 matches left. This might end at a reasonable time. And then Priest and Garcia came out, and I was like, well, there's no way of that happening anymore. I couldn't get into it as much as I wanted to. I thought the work was really good between both guys, but I couldn't get into it because I felt so unnecessary on this card.
Yeah, I don't know if I need like a 4-hour ROH pay-per-view, honestly.
You definitely don't need a 5-hour ROH pay-per-view with the pre-show. This you can't do a 5-hour pay-per-view for AEW because you have 5 hours up to like 4 or 5 hours a week that you're building to those AEW pay-per-views. But you can't do that for ROH when you spend an hour and a half to 2 hours every week not building to anything on the fucking pay-per-views.
Yeah, I'm with you. And again, I thought it was cruising along, and then it became like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, maybe. But then I'm like, oh, wait, there's still 4. Yeah, it's going to midnight. It's going to midnight.
Yeah, once the tag team title match went long, and then they had Priest and Garcia after it, and I realized there were 3 other matches after that. I was like, yeah, we're going to fucking midnight again. I was like, I don't understand. Half of this fucking card had no build. And the pre-show matches were really good too. I will say, this is what, like Speed Punk said, the Adam Brooks and ELP was great. The tag matchup with Don Callis family and Busta in the Brain was good, and the 3-way matchup with Commander, AR Fox, and Soleil was awesome.
Busta and the Brain losing is a choice, considering they're one of the few teams they've tried to build up on ROH TV. I understand they're losing to Don Callis family. Like, I get why Don Callis family is winning. Maybe just put them against somebody they can beat, considering they are a team in ROH again. You've been kind of building here. Let's go. We'll go SmackDown, then we'll close with TNA since that was the biggest show of the weekend, obviously. SmackDown headlined by Kevin Owens and CM Punk. No, Kevin Owens did not win. At least it did not end in a DQ. Sami Zayn interfered He initially went after Punk. Owens hit the stunner, one of the greatest near falls in the history of wrestling, when CM Punk kicked out of the stunner. And then that was a great near fall. That was a great near fall. I'm over exaggerating with the history.
Yeah, I was about to say one of the greatest of all time. No, it was a really good near fall.
And then Sami gave the title to Kevin. He was like, hit him. Kevin's like, no. So Sami hit Kevin with the title. Go to sleep. CM Punk wins. LOL. What'd you make of this match?
I thought this was splendid. I thought these two guys went out there, had a strong matchup, great crowd heat, and those fans in Toronto were all there for this one matchup, and they definitely responded to everything big. Love the boos for Punk. Always enjoy that. Boos for Punk, and Punk seemed to enjoy it a lot too, so that's another thing. And they were physical in this matchup. They were hitting each other. You felt the hatred between both men. And the finish, I wasn't the biggest fan of the finish. I felt like the finish let down the matchup a bit because it was just too much. It just felt like too much, and it just feels like every WWE title match now has these ref bump and interference finishes, so it felt derivative of something I've already seen before. But Punk and Owens going at it, that was the highlight of Friday Night SmackDown this week. Sami Zayn getting involved and laying both men out sets up a triple threat matchup, which I'm really looking forward to. Unfortunately, though, it also is that feeling of, oh, fuck, we forgot. The only other story that Triple H loves more than the bloodline is Kevin Owens and Sami fucking Zayn.
Yeah, it is true. Now they're on opposite sides again. I can watch Sami and Kevin. I
can too. I'm a person that likes the bloodline and likes Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Do I really need all of these when these stories came to very logical conclusions 2-3 years ago? Not so much in 2026.
People, I think, tend to forget that because Kevin was off for a while, his last match before he was off was against Sami Zayn. It was that no holds barred match at Elimination Chamber. And then he was going into the feud with Orton, and then he got hurt before WrestleMania and was gone. And his first match back, Sami Zayn was part of, and now he's feuding with Sami once again. So it should have ended at the no holds barred, whatever. I forgot what stipulation they gave it. But it probably should have ended there. And here we are, running it back around to it. I like Kevin and Sami enough to where I'm kind of okay with it.
I'm fine with it. I get paid to watch. So I'm not gonna not watch it, but it just feels like, damn, dog, don't you have any new ideas? Don't you got anything new? This Owens Punk thing felt fresh. It felt new, and you just did one and done with that. You're just doing a triple threat as the next matchup. But you, according to the report, you're not intending on going back to this matchup, even though this feels much fresher than anything involving Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Show started with Sami Zayn complaining about not getting a title match, and then Orton showed up, and then Cody was in the ring, and Cody yammered about something. And then Orton came out, and they were like, let's fight. And Aldis is like, no, you can't. You're not going to ruin my main event. And if you touch each other before Saturday night's main event, then neither of you title shot. And so they just stood there and looked at each other. And Cody then said he's going to kill the legend. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. So Paul Heyman. Is this actually going to lead to Cody and Paul Heyman, do you think?
I'm guessing that's the long-term story that they're going for. Mm-hmm. But this just felt more of the same that we saw last week from them, that we saw the week before that from them. So wasn't really enthused with it. Like I said, nothing much on the show had my entrance, like Punk and KO. Oh, the other part of Punk and KO that I hated. It does not make any type of sense that Kevin Owens spent 2-3 weeks saying how much he hates CM Punk. how much he hates CM Punk, how much he would do anything to beat CM Punk and win the WWE title. Yet when he's given the WWE championship, he says, no, I want to do things the right way. That is so unlike the Kevin Owens character. I'm sorry. Like, that was so against everything we know about the Kevin Owens character that rubbed me the wrong way. So I just had to mention that. As far as Cody and Orton, I'll be honest with you. I'm not interested.
Oh, neither.
They're doing the feud they should have done ahead of WrestleMania, and it still doesn't interest me. I'm like, honestly, I think they went the right route because at least Pat McAfee was more memorable than this.
Oh, I don't know if they went the right route with the Pat McAfee stuff. At least not.
Hey, it's memorable.
Memorable, sure.
We have come to realize that WWE doesn't care about the quality. They just care about if you remember it or not.
That's fair.
I'm not going to remember any of these Orton and Cody segments since SummerSlam. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm not interested in any of this Cody and Randy stuff. If they pair Cody with Paul Heyman, okay. It could work. It's something different. At least maybe Cody will be a heel, and so I'll be interested in that. But otherwise, like, yeah, I don't care about Cody and Orton.
And I just want to let this know. Zeno Hour, you saying KO didn't want to give Punk excuses, that's your headcanon. That's not what was told to us. That's not what the story they told us at all. That's you coming up with some type of headcanon for something that you like to make sense. You do that a lot. I just want to call you out.
I will say, there is an argument of Owens not wanting to do it because he didn't want to prove Punk right, that he would take a shortcut and he wanted to work hard and everything. So there is some argument of that.
Yeah, they can tell that story. They can tell that story, but that's not the story that we were told before the matchup or even on Friday.
Right. So I mean, Owens can cut a promo this coming Friday and explain why he didn't do it. I'll forgive that portion of it until after Owens does his promo. Now, if they don't mention it at all, then it's like, okay, well, what'd you do that for? But I'll let that portion of it play out. Blake Monroe did not have her debut match. She attacked Julia. What a bit. Incredible bit.
Dude, I mean, I am just saying, this booking for Blake Monroe is atrocious. It's atrocious.
It's hilarious.
Telling her to do her hair like Timeless Tony Storm, to just remind people yet again of that promo before she left. Are they setting her up to fail? Are they doing this on purpose?
Maybe. I don't know if they actually are, but it's something with this Blake Monroe stuff. She hasn't wrestled since April, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
April.
Since NXT Revenge.
Yeah.
I guess that casket match with Tatum Paxley just put her in-ring career to death.
Yeah, that's what died. Her
in-ring career died in that casket match.
Absolutely insane that she has not wrestled since April. And people forget because they like to pretend that her debut was the London match or the London show.
Mm-hmm.
She was in that backstage segment with like Chelsea and Nia and stuff. That was her actual debut after doing the whole writing letters and I'm targeting this person and that person.
They don't know what they want to do with Blake Monroe at all.
This is
not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But this is her dream, guys.
Yeah. Don't mock it.
This is her dream. Dude, no, did you hear the TMZ interview? I think the TMZ interview was even better. TMZ interview she did last week when she was asked why you haven't wrestled in 4 months. She said, well, guys, we're just working on my entrance. We have to redo my entrance before I make my 4 months for a fucking entrance. 4 months. 4 months.
Triple H has to, walk her through step by step on this thing. It takes a while. The previous
look in the mirror like this. I can imagine Triple H being, Forever. And then he said, "You gotta look at the camera. You gotta look over here. And you look at the camera.
Yeah, do that.
Do that.
I do. It's tough. It's tough with that. The previous entrances he's helped out. It was like Penta. All right, just walk, do your pose. We'll have fire and all this stuff. That's all the previous entrances he's done. This is a female entrance. This is difficult for him out here.
He's got to get the logistics. Yeah. We gotta come up with something to replace the mirror, because we can't get the mirror to reflect that far for her entrance. So we got to figure something out. It takes 4 months.
Hilarious, incredible bit that it's taken this long.
The entirety of Mariah May in WWE has been a fucking bit. It's been a bit, because you can't have her come in the way she came in. Oh my God, she's coming for the NXT championship, and all she does is have a 2-month reign as NXT Women's North American Championship that ends by accident, that she never gets another reign.
That's still hilarious.
She gets called up to the main roster, gets a month worth of vignettes, makes her official debut in person at a backstage segment, does more vignettes, then comes back a month later in a in-ring segment, attacks Julia, then 2 weeks of backstage segments that she's not on TV, that she's on TV but not make it on TV because something went over and they cut her scene and it was only on YouTube to set up her in-ring debut, and then her in-ring debut was her attacking the opponent before the matchup, and the matchup never started. That has been Mariah May in WWE for the past year.
Well, she's living her dream and she's happy. Let her be. Hiromu Takahashi, aka Koyoki, is coming to WWE. Okay. We'll see how this works.
This is my favorite part of SmackDown. Like I said, the most important part was Punk and Owens. My favorite part, Hiromu Takahashi. And he was genuinely Hiromu Takahashi. Yeah, he's Koyoki now. Does not matter. That was Hiromu. The presentation, the promo, that was the best promo on Friday Night Show as well. I want the Mota, which means more in Japanese. I'm here for Hiromu Takahashi, bringing the chaos to SmackDown, your future WWE Tag Team Champions.
I'm here until they screw it up in like 2 weeks.
I agree. They are going to probably screw this
up. And then the other big happening is Lil Yachty is going to wrestle on Saturday night's main event. This setup sucked so bad, too. Because Trick comes out and he's like, give me a match. And Corbin comes out and is like, no. And I'm like, I'm with Corbin, dude. He beat you twice. Go away. Sorry, Trick. Like, you lost, man. Get out of here. And then Yachty attacks. And then it was Corbin saying, all right, give me 5 minutes with this dude. And if he can last 5 minutes, then you can get your match. Am I the only one who thinks Yachty just shouldn't last 5 minutes? Like, I think Corbin should. Corbin should beat him in like 2 minutes. That's it. I don't buy. Look, I know it's not like his full-on character. Baron Corbin is a Golden Gloves boxer and a gold medalist jiu-jitsu grappler.
He's a killer.
Lil Yachty ain't lasting with this dude, okay? I'm sorry.
He shouldn't. He should not. He's going to run around. He'll make it like 3-4 minutes, but he cannot make it 5.
He shouldn't make it 30 seconds. Like, I'm not buying Lil Yachty is lasting at all with Baron Corbin. I'm sorry.
Watch when Lil Yachty does a leapfrog.
What's Lil Yachty rap about? I don't listen to Lil Yachty rap. What's Lil Yachty rap about? Does he rap about being in the hood? He been in any scraps?
He hangs out with Drake.
Oh, he can't give him no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hang with. What's he rap about? Has he been in a scrap? Has he told a story about a fist fight or anything? If not, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see him getting in any legitimate fight with with Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin should put this man in a pretzel. That's it. Be done with this. And I guess we're gonna get.
Let's ask the computerized kingdom's favorite friend, Sparta.
Okay.
Has Little Yachty been in a fight?
That's probably not going to end well.
Let's see what it has. A Little Yachty was involved in an alleged physical altercation outside of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum during the Rolling Loud Festival on December 15, 2019. The allegations: a festival attendee named Jimmy Quebec filed a lawsuit against Little Yachty in October 2020. He claimed that Little Yachty punched him and members of the entourage stomped him on the ground after an accidental bump near the entrance. The response: Little Yachty denied starting the fight, releasing a statement explaining that the individual aggressively shoved him and acted disrespectfully towards his group while they were trying to leave the venue. So he did not deny that
he didn't even get in a fight. He got shoved and then was like, I ain't doing shit.
And they jumped him.
And they jumped him.
He punched him in the face.
He denied that, though.
No. He denied that he started the fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That I read that specifically, and that's what I said. I was like, he's not denying that he punched him. He's denying that he started the fight.
All right. If maybe he's got his entourage there, then
yeah, they jumped him. They jumped him. That's what it sounds like.
I'm saying against Corbin. I need his entourage there against Corbin for this to work. I ain't buying that he's beating up Baron Corbin though. Nah. Yachty he don't scrap like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the one instant. Like, if he was a person that was known for fighting, it would have been like, yeah, there are multiple instances of Little Yachty getting into fight. They named one instant from 7 years ago.
Yeah, where his whole entourage was around. And who'd he beat up? Jacques? That's not a name of a dude who's fighting. I'm sorry.
Jacques, yeah. Jacques. Jacques did not sound like he was a very intimidating soul. I will.
Not at all. All right, let's hit a couple of super chats here because we do have a few. Actually, I can hold off on all of these now that I look at it. You just hold off till the end. Okay. Anything else from SmackDown that may or may not have been important?
Lash beat Tiffy in a bad matchup. Tatum set up facing Michin for next week, and it was not the best show outside of KO and Owens and
There was one match in the first hour. I was like, hell yeah, WWE is back, baby.
We're back to basics, baby.
Ruled. I loved it. Yeah, this show was built around Owens and Punk, and look, that delivered. So WWE's probably happy with that.
Yeah. And it did their highest live gate of the year so far.
Yeah. TNA Lockdown. The pre-show matches did not take place in a cage, therefore they do not matter.
Dude, I was like, what are we doing? I thought this was Lockdown. What are we doing?
So Trey Miguel beats Agent Zero. And they're like, this is Agent Zero's first singles loss in TNA. I was like, oh shit. What was he? He had to be like 8-0? What, 10-0?
4-0?
1-0.
He just beat Moose?
He just beat Moose. That's his only singles victory. I ain't counting that explosion bullshit, by the way. I ain't counting that. And that was in April. 1-0.
That's hilarious.
He beat Moose in April. And he lost before he was Agent Zero. Oh.
He's undefeated as Agent Zero, basically.
1-0. Yeah. Now he's 1-1. They tried to sell this as some big win. I'm like, you were better off just not even saying that, because now it just looks stupid. And the only other thing that happened on this pre-show was Andy Hartwell called Daria Ray.
Oh my God.
Diarrhea. And they tried to get a diarrhea chant going.
They really did, though.
And it failed. And I gotta say, if their goal is to make me not care and just turn off the television when Indy Hartwell is on, they've accomplished it. Like over the since she's been signed. I don't remember anything memorable Indy Hartwell has done. Everything memorable has been this wasn't good.
She came in with the goal to win the Knockouts World Championship, then proceeded to never get a shot at the title one-on-one. Yeah. Then she lost against one-on-one for the title and hasn't even come close to winning anything since then. This was really bad, though. This was beyond bad.
She hasn't even had a standout match or anything. Like it's just been nothing.
She's only had standout matches for being bad, like the Tessa matchup.
It's been nothing but bad from her. I like Indy Hartwell. She seems like a nice person.
Yeah.
It's been rough. It's been a rough outing.
It has.
I immediately turned off this show in the first match when they did interference in a cage match between AJ Francis and Elijah. Fuck that. Get out of here with that bullshit.
That noise.
It is a cage match, and you are and on an all cage pay-per-view, mind you. And you are immediately telling me this cage stipulation does not matter because we can just have interference right off.
Exactly. Exactly. I laughed. Oh man, I have another story, Jeremy, of I had someone who got mad at one of my posts on social media. So I put out the post. I was like, I gotta hand it to TNA for letting people know, letting the fans know right from the start of the show that none of this shit matters because we got interference in the opening matchup. So I had some nincompoop who must be a TNA fan. I think he is a TNA fan from what I've seen, who commented and said, and I quote, "Gotta hand it to you. Find something to complain about rather than just enjoying some entertainment."
Those people are the worst, dude. Those people are the worst. Just shut up and enjoy it, people. You shut up. No one told you to come here on my timeline and comment. Go away.
Exactly. Yo, I love when it's people. You're commenting on someone else's post. Like it's not like I've come. Like I had that earlier this week for something totally different. But like it's not like I am coming on to someone else's post to be like, no, this is great. This is horrible. You think it's great? It's horrible. I saw multiple people who were like they had a good time with Lockdown last night. Our very own Sean Ross Sapp said it was a heck of a show. I disagree with that, but I didn't go on his post and be like, hey, no, this show sucks. This is the problem with this. No, let him enjoy and let me not.
Yeah, enjoy it. Stay over there and just enjoy. Like if you had critical criticism, I think that feels like a double unnecessary, but if you have actual criticism, then okay, fine. But it was stupid. It was dumb. You're doing a cage match, and the cage immediately fails. You're telling me the cage does not matter. And then the second match, but I'll give Elijah and AJ Francis credit. That suplex bump, that looked gnarly. Credits.
That was the reason that the interference upset me so much that I had to tweet.
It's
because it was going pretty well. It was a pretty decent matchup. He tried to do like the rope walk on top of the cage. Yeah. Then like you said, the cage, the superplex off the cage. I thought AJ Francis nearly killed himself on that.
Me too.
Like they worked their asses off, and then fucking expression, especially because it's expressions. It's not like it's a real manager. It's just some guy that's AJ's friend that he's had to be his manager now, and that's what the finish is going to be.
Yeah. And then it got worse.
The next match was worse. Yeah. I literally said on THH on Saturday, I was like, I'm looking forward to Lockdown because I think we see way too much great wrestling, and we need.
That's why I love TNA.
Yeah, I was like, we need this show to deliver what we expected to deliver, which is one of the worst shows of the year. The fact that they had the Nemesis and the Hardys in the main event, that just put me completely out on this show, and that's why I thought it was going to be the worst show of the year. And then they started off the show with interference in the first cage match, then one of the biggest botched handcuff spots. Handcuffs in wrestling just don't work anymore. It seems like it just don't work anymore. Stop trying it. That big ass botch freaking overshadowed Kira Hogan coming back, and then they missed the finish. They missed the fucking finish.
Yeah, this was so funny because they're doing tags, which is the dumbest thing to me. Because why are you doing tags in a cage match? And people are like, well, they said it was going to be a tag team. Oh, you don't realize that's stupid though, right? You don't realize it's stupid to do tags in a cage match just because that's the rule. It's still dumb. You're going to disqualify them in the cage match? That would be dumb as hell too. And then like the fake Mr. Elegance tries to give the handcuffs away, and the referee's like, no, you can't do this. I was like, why? It's a cage match. Why can't he just toss handcuffs? And then M just escapes anyway and gets them.
No, Heather sorry. Got through the bars, which was impressive. Probably the most memorable moment of the match.
Yeah, and then she tries to escape Allie, who has to like literally just hold her hand there, even though she could very clearly just rip it away and be like, get off of me.
It was very clear that these handcuffs did not work, and then immediately while the finish is going on, they pan over back to her, and the handcuffs are completely off. It was like, oh my god, this is like a comedy of errors. This is a check minus matchup.
Oh, this is check minus, yes. Hey, easily check minus. I might even go check minus, but just god awful. But Allie and Kira Hogan are the champions now because Rosemary's going to be out a while.
Yeah.
So.
Glad to see Kira Hogan back. This seems like the only company that really pushed her in any type of way.
Nah, sure. Escape the cage. Frankie Kazarian, Moose. Dumb finish once again. Because Moose, why is he spearing Frankie Kazarian like where the door is? There's four sides to this cage.
I understand the whole finish, how it was in their thinking of Kazarian just got into that position because he knew the door was right there. So it was basically
he knew Moose was an idiot.
Outsmarting Moose.
He knew Moose was an idiot.
Moose tends to get overzealous when he gets into spear mode.
Again, he knew Moose was an idiot, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll stand here."
Was an idiot. I don't think Moose was an idiot. I thought this match was good, actually.
I thought it was good.
The Spanish fly spot was awesome.
That was sick, yeah. But I don't know why he's doing the spear on the door. Just grab him and put him back in the ring.
No, why would he do that? He wants to hurt him.
You can hurt him in the ring and then win the match.
Hey, if the door was on the other side of the cage, actually not a door. Locked up, if the door was actually locked up, it would have been fun.
There's two issues with this SP3. One, as you mentioned, I don't know if the door was locked or if it wasn't locked. Even if it was locked. It wasn't locked. Okay, well, that makes it even stupider. Even if it was locked, it's a TNA door. It's gonna break anyway. There's no. Why would you ever think the door would hold in that situation when it's being done by TNA? So I'm not buying the whole.
Well, we've seen in the past. Moose has a lot of trust in TNA.
I stand by my original comment. Frankie Kazarian won. The match was good. I didn't like the finish because Moose was an idiot. Which, if that's the story of the match, then okay. Zaya Brookside and Elena Black, they got blood to make the match seem interesting, and it wasn't really interesting.
Because they were going along well. It was different from every other matchup before that because of the blood, and then they did the worst finish of the show. And yes, it is even worse than the botch handcuff spot because they decided to do baby powder. And she had to hold it for like the last 2 minutes of the fucking matchup. She tries to do it, then she gets rolled up, then she has to turn around, the baby powder's flying everywhere, then she eventually throws the baby powder in her face, and then does a fucking roll-up. How many fucking roll-ups in steel cage matches did we see last night?
This is hilarious, this finish. And she tries to like punch her with the powder. Like, she didn't even throw it. Like, were you gonna punch her in the face with it?
She was gonna rub it.
And then she
was
threw
gonna rub
it.
it.
Yeah. And then Elena just ducked, but she still has it in her hand. And then she turns around, and then she's going to, then she throws it. And then, yeah, so we do a roll up for reasons. Like, sure. Sure. Zaya Brookside wins.
Nice blade job by Elena Black.
You know, she was so excited because she used to do like that shit on the indies, and then she went to WWE and she couldn't do it anymore. She's like, all right, finally. TNA International title, Mustafa Ali is the champion once again. Insane match. Jason Hotch, bless this man, with the dive to the outside through the tail. Credit to Ali on that, because that could have gone bad on his end as well. But Hotch had to mark that perfectly on the jump, and he did. And then the double stomp off of the cage.
Dude,
well.
That's the one for me. This whole matchup had things you never see in cage matches. Ali doing a tope suicida through the door. I've never seen that before. The freaking crossbody off the top of the cage through Ali.
AJ did that, didn't
he? AJ? When? Oh, well.
AJ Styles.
Yeah, well, he did the tope con hilo. I don't think he did a tope suicida. Tope suicida is much more difficult than a tope con. Tope con hilo is you flipping over the ropes. You have to go through freaking 2 ropes with a tope suicida and then the cage as well. That's why I think that's more impressive than even the AJ spot. So yeah, this one was awesome. This, in my eyes, I think it's in the conversation with the AJ Styles Abyss match and Triple X versus America's Most Wanted as probably one of the best cage matches in TNA history. Like this is how good this matchup was for me. And once again, I'm going to say the same thing every time I talk about a TNA show. I'm going to say it later when I'm talking about it on True Hill Heat as well. Why isn't Mustafa Ali in the fucking main event? Why is he winning back the international title here when he should be the TNA world champion? This dude has been consistently the best wrestler on the TNA roster for the better part of the last 2 years. And Jason Hodge, he's an absolute star. Love the story of the matchup with the stuffed animal coming into play. And that was so relatable, me being a father and like seeing all of that. That was great stuff, kind of gets you emotionally involved in the matchup. And him deciding to hold on to the stuffed animal was more important than moving out the way of the 450 splash for Ali to win. That's great storytelling, great pathos, and a great way to get Jason Hodge over with the fans emotionally, get that connection between him and the audience. Great stuff overall. By far, to me, this was the best thing on the show.
Oh, yeah. Easily. I mean, I liked Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander, but this match was much better than Leon and Cedric. Leon did win. TNA did not TNA, which made me very upset. He's the X Division champion again for like an hour. It was a last man standing match for reasons. He won with multiple lumbar checks and then the Swanton 450. So really strong match, check plus match. And I was sad that Leon won though, and they didn't just erase the history because that's a funny bit to me.
Another great match on this show. Like this has been the consistent thing for the better part of the last 2 years. If the TNA's having a pay-per-view, the best matches on the show are probably going to be from Ali and Slater. Like those are the 2 guys that always deliver for them, and always the 2 guys that I'm like, why are they in the main event? Why are they in the world title? Why do I have to fucking see Matt Hardy moving the way that he moves in a main event? Why do I have to see Jeff Hardy attempting to kill himself again? Why do I see Nick Nemeth still being Dolph Ziggler in the year of our Lord 2026, and he's a world champion and now a double champion in the fucking main event? And why the hell is Ryan Nemeth here? How did he get here? This is a part of the settlement for his lawsuit? What are we doing? Leon Slater, Cedric Alexander have great chemistry with one another. They had a hard-hitting matchup. Love the blade job by Slater in this matchup. It looked really good when it was splattered all over his face. But in the end, Slater, I love them calling back to the 2 out of 3 falls matchup with Slater busting out the lumbar check 3 times before he hit the Swanton 450. I was kind of upset that he didn't do the Swanton 450 off the top of the cage, because that would have been fucking nice. Incredible. I get it. But I get it. He doesn't want to kill himself. I get it. Yeah. But no, this was a lot of fun. A really great matchup between both men. it was the right decision for them to put the title back on Slater, and I think they made another right decision later on in the night what Slater would do with that title.
Avery Styles has signed with TNA, so this kid is just speed running everything when it comes. He's had like 2 matches.
He's had 4 matches on the Indies, and he's already signed to TNA.
Yeah. I understand.
He ain't
like
never setting up no chairs, y'all.
No, absolutely not. I understand. Like he's AJ's kid. They got to differentiate him somehow because it's all the same style. It's all this it's the same entrance. It's the same pose. It's the same mannerisms. He wrestles the exact same. I'm gonna need him to not just be AJ Styles clone fully out here. But hey, look, if he has the same career as AJ Styles, I'm just gonna do everything my dad did. That's gonna make for a good life, honestly.
Hey,
it's gonna make
all I know, Bound for Glory, Ultimate X, Avery Styles, new X Division champion. Yeah,
they're gonna put the title on him. The System, LOL, won the Lethal Lockdown. The best part about this match were I'm pretty sure the entrances between everybody was like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like, all right.
It was just all right, keep going, keep it going. I was like, one person came out, they hit one move, and then we already at the tag out there. I was like, what the fuck?
Absolutely hilarious. The System wins though. Sure. And then the main event, as you mentioned, the tag titles, Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth are the champions because we got to have Nick Nemeth to be a double champion and Ryan is along for the ride. Sure.
No, Joel explained why, because Jeff Hardy can't go to Canada, so we have to take the titles off of him because we can't go 1 month without tag team title defenses.
Nah. Hilarious.
I hate their stupidity. That's stupid. That's just stupid. That is stupid logic to do a title change and why Ryan Nemeth is in the freaking main event. Ugh.
Leon Slater comes out of the end. He says he's cashing in option C, which I thought, as you mentioned, I thought this was very smart. You get the title back on him. So if he is leaving, which he might be in October, November, Bound for Glory is in October, he doesn't have to lose the X Division title. He can headline Bound for Glory against Nick Nemeth. And if he wins the title, great. Probably means he's staying, or he's at least staying in WWE. And if he doesn't win, then you didn't erase his entire X Division title history.
Exactly. So, and you got a big title main event out of him as well. So this was a sublime move. Probably one of the best booking decisions that TNA has made in a while. That you got all the attention on Slater with the stipulation. Then he came through. He had a great matchup, wins back the X Division championship. You had commentary talking about he cemented his legacy in the X Division. And then he cut a good promo explaining that the only thing left for him to do is to do the one other thing that he hasn't done as X Division champion. And that's exercise option C at the biggest show of the year, Bound for Glory, and face Nick Nemeth. And they set this up very well because I remember months ago back at, I think it was, I want to say Sacrifice. They did the tag team matchup of Mike Santana and Leon Slater versus Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth. And the finish saw Slater pin Nemeth at the end of the show. And they were talking about how this is one of the biggest wins of Slater's career. He just been a former TNA world champion. And now they can call back to that matchup with the build to Bound for Glory. And this feels like a big title matchup to do at Bound for Glory. And it's one that's not predictable because, you could say, oh, no, I know Leon Slater's not going to win because his contract is expiring. But there is so lack of information when it comes to his contract signing, his status, whether when it ends, when it expires, where he's going to go after it expires, if he's going to re-sign. We don't know answers to those questions, which makes the Bound for Glory main event that more appealing to those outside of the TNA bubble.
Some super chats here. Mikey V saying who would win, Habib or BJ Penn. That's all Dave wanted to argue about yesterday. It was very funny. He was arguing with the dude whose username was every time I pee. That's who he was arguing with yesterday. Like, dude, come on. I think I'm very high on BJ Penn. I think Habib would smash him, honestly. And I love BJ Penn as a fighter. Seems like a terrible human, but as a fighter, I think he's fantastic. But I think Habib would smash him. D-Train says, LOL TNA to have Leon not beat Aries' record, put his reign on the line, win the X Division title, they give up the title 2 matches later for Aries option C. He should have beat the record. I do agree with that. Yeah. But as we talked about, the option C thing was probably the best option for them with this. Volub saying, whenever anyone asks me for a rating, I've always given it a yes or no, or if you have time and nothing else is on. I respect that rating system. Volub, I do. Pass fail grades out here. I respect that. Tenruza saying, I'd buy the Lambert Tribune. Collision and ROH was fun, but sucks that Cresta and SP3 will be going away. Good luck to Joel on your future endeavors. Where are you going, SP3? What are you leaving?
Well, the Collision post show is ended. Our final one is going to be on Saturday because Cresta is going on her yearly sabbatical in September and October. Iridian is currently can't be on the show. Best wishes to Iridian. Send your love to Iridian if you see her online. And and it would just be me. And I don't want to put Kate through the hassle of trying to find a co-host, so we decided to make the decision to put the Collision post show to rest for now.
No. Tenors also says, excited for Grand Slam Paris, gonna be great. Yes, they announced that today. AEW Grand Slam Paris, France, October 6th, which is my mom's birthday. October 6th in Paris.
Busy week that's gonna be.
Is it? Oh, don't tell me. I don't want to hear. I'm sure there's like
they're filming that show on Tuesday, and it's gonna air on Wednesday, and then Collision on Saturday. That weekend is also Money in the Bank and Bound for Glory.
That sucks. Too much wrestling. Tired of it. WWE Raw tonight. Solo Sikoa and LA Knight are set to appear. They'll probably crack a bunch of jokes, and maybe LA Knight will get a title shot so he can lose.
Yeah.
The World Heavyweight title, the tournament to lose the Roman Reigns, Penta and La Parka. Penta wins. And Phoenix and Dragon Lee. This should be great. Phoenix and Dragon Lee, assuming they get time. I could see a Dragon Lee win here, honestly.
I think we're getting Lucha Bros in the finals.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I mean, I think that's what everyone expects, but wouldn't super shock me if Dragon Lee wins. Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez. They remembered Roxanne Perez can wrestle, so they've actually been having her wrestle, and Vaquer's first match back. I hope this is good. I hope this is good for both ladies.
I just want WWE to figure out that Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan are actually good in the ring. It's probably the strongest parts of their game. So you should probably let them wrestle more.
Now we have to do more Liv Morgan promos where she calls herself the greatest of all time. And
can you take the wires out of her microphone so if someone touches it, they get electrocuted, and then we can just keep it away from Liv.
Obafemi and Braun Breaker contract signing. I guess someone goes to a table. I don't know. It's a contract signing. That's typically how these things end, right?
Yeah, usually. But it seems like they've been very cautious in letting these guys touch each other. So I think they're going to save them interacting and actually getting physical for Sunday night's main event.
Okay. I'd be fine with that if no one actually does go through a table. Just do a stare down, then that'd be that. That's Raw, 6 p.m. tonight, folks. 6 p.m., not 8 p.m.
God, you're right.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Results of our poll question.
Wrestling these last 2 days. Early wrestling.
Great. Need more of it. Results of our poll question. Favorite show this past weekend. SmackDown with 7%. Shocker, our chat is going with Death Before Dishonor with 66%. Lockdown with 7%. And other with 21%. What was your moment of the weekend, SP3?
Ooh, moment of the weekend. It's probably gotta be the Taz and Sabu spot from Death Before Dishonor. That's the one that popped me the most. Me and Tony could do a whole podcast talking about ECW. being kids who loved ECW, and that put a smile on my face the most.
I feel like you're trolling me with that.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. It popped the hell out of me. I was like, I get that reference. I was like, Leo. I was like, I get this reference.
My true moment of the weekend was Kevin Owens and CM Punk, because I thought they had a fantastic match, and in WWE, especially on television, that's few and far between. So credit to those guys for going out there and delivering that match on TV. My real moment of the weekend was the first 2 matches of TNA Lockdown and encapsulating everything.
Yo, it was like we were so close. We were so close, and then it wound up being a pretty decent show. Damn it! Damn it! Took it away from us. We had glory at the fingertips, and then they just said, "Nah, let's have some good matches. Let's have a great match, Hodge and Ali." Man, you guys ruined it for us.
What did we accomplish today, SP3?
What did we accomplish today? We talked a lot about pro wrestling.
Too
whole
much.
lot. Probably more pro wrestling on this single episode of In the Weeds than has ever been talked about on any episode of In the Weeds. Jose is actually right. The moment of the weekend is also Lanterns episode 2. Lanterns is the best show on television right now.
The biggest thing we accomplished today is just way too much wrestling on this show. Way too much. Tomorrow, not quite as much, hopefully. We'll be back tomorrow. SP3 and I once again. SP3, let everybody know where to find you at.
Tomorrow, we're talking about Monday Night Raw, of course. Tonight, we're also talking about the AAA show from Saturday. If you have anything else you want us to discuss, let us know. We're
playing basketball games tomorrow.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I want to play this build the player gimmick here.
Yeah, we'll build a player, maybe Tower of Wrestling. We'll start off tomorrow's show with Tower of Wrestling. So prepare to have a category for Tower of Wrestling tomorrow, Jeremy, to start.
I have to have a category? Okay. All right.
Yeah, you come with a category, and I have to guess wrestlers to figure out what your category is, and I'll come with the category, and you have to guess wrestlers. So you get, once you get 4 wrestlers, you could figure out what the category is, or you could do it after like 1 or 2 if you already know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll do that.
We're going to do that tomorrow. We'll talk Raw. We'll talk AAA. We'll talk the Roman Reigns tournament and everything else. But follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. I will be live in an hour with John Escudero of Dirt Sheet Radio. We're talking all about TNA Lockdown 2026. Unfortunately, not the worst show of the year. I know, I'm disappointed too.
SP3 and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us for the past 2 hours. Thank you for the super chats, all the love, all the support. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk to y'all then. Goodbye, everyone.